Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith, and Shalom to other sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be based on this Amherst declares state of emergency after fire displaces more than 200 people article. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. It says demolition is underway Sunday, and firefighters are still working to extinguish flare-ups after a devastating fire at an apartment complex, which prompted the town of Amherst to declare a state of emergency. The blaze started around 8:19 p.m. Friday at the Olympia Place complex on Olympia Drive. Responding crews found that a building under construction had caught fire and was spreading to multiple buildings, according to the Amherst Fire Department. Fire officials say there were multiple explosions during the blaze, likely from fuel tanks on the construction site. The wood frame structure collapsed, trapping pockets of fire inside. A crane also collapsed due to the flames, and poor water pressure in the area hampered firefighters' response. Multiple fire departments from surrounding towns were called in to help extinguish the blaze. There were no reports of injury. There were no reports of any injuries, and 232 residents were displaced from the complex. Town manager Paul Buckelman declared a state of emergency for the town, urging residents to stop all non-essential water use to help conserve water for firefighting operations. Over 1 million gallons of water has been used so far to extinguish the fire, and officials say it will take days to recover the town's water levels. Fire officials say the fire is still burning, but under control. Crews will remain on scene throughout the night. Bockelman says that the state of emergency will ensure the town has access to any state or federal emergency funds that may be available to displaced residents, the property owner, and town. UMass Amherst says several off-campus students lived in a building next to the fire. Says we are grateful for the community's support for our students. A university spokesman said the cause of the fire remains under investigation. So get another flame of devouring fire from the Lord. 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And when you look up the definition of perilous, it means full of danger or risk. And these fires are becoming a lot more intense, a lot more destructive and devastating, and in some cases even deadly. And this is a sign of the times, a sign of the last days, and the sign of the Lord turning up his judgments. Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. And that's right. And these lithium-ion battery fires that cause cars to burst into flames, particularly Teslas, that cause these e-bikes and e-scooters to burst into flames, that can cause cell phones to burst into flames, like overheat and burst into flames, and destroy the car, destroy someone's bike, someone's scooter, someone's apartment, someone's house, these wildfires that can destroy a whole lot of land, depending on how far the fire spreads, destroy a bunch of homes, destroy businesses, wound people, kill wildlife. These are the Lord's flames of devouring fire. And there's going to be a whole lot more of them. And they're going to become, like I said, a lot more deadly and a lot more destructive. And they're going to be a lot harder to put out. And that in itself will be the judgment of the Lord. Him making the fires more difficult to put out, so that the fire can remain, alive and just keep causing destruction. Psalms 9:16. The Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hand. Hegion Selah. Yeah, and this fire, this devastating fire that has displaced more than 200 people, and the firefighters are still fighting it, even though it's been 2 days already. They say that it's under control, but there's still some flare-up spots, even though the fire started on Friday and it's currently Sunday. Or when you're seeing this video, it'll be Monday. This just goes to show what the Lord can do. Luke 21:22. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. And clearly, we're living in those days. We're living in the days of the Heavenly Father's vengeance upon the earth. That's why these things keep happening. That's why these destructive fires keep happening. That's why these destructive, deadly earthquakes keep happening. And the storms and tempests, and the shootings, and the stabbings, and the plane crashes, and the car crashes, and the train derailments, and the boats capsizing, and the famines, and the pestilences, and the animal attacks, and all the other righteous judgments of the Heavenly Father that are being unleashed upon this earth. All of these judgments are his vengeance upon these wicked kingdoms and upon these wicked people. And because we know that these wicked people are only going to wax more and more wicked, the judgments of the Lord are only going to intensify more and more. These fires are going to get more intense, more devastating. They're going to last longer. They're going to kill more people, cause more destruction. Same with the earthquakes, same with the storms and tempests, same when it comes to volcano eruptions, the more wars, whether it's civil wars, race wars, or just wars between two countries, those are going to pop off more. There's going to be more power outages. There's going to be more businesses shutting down and thousands of people losing their jobs. It's just going to continue to get worse. And that's why those of us of the hopeful elect, we got to stay locked in. We got to stay locked into this truth. We got to stay prayed up. We got to stay on our watch, stay circumspect. You got to pay attention to what's going on. You got to continue to read these scriptures. Because things are only going to get worse. And like it says in Isaiah 33:6, for wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure. Those of us of the hopeful elect, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, we have that wisdom and knowledge and understanding of these scriptures that keeps us stable-minded and comforted in these increasingly dangerous times. Meanwhile, you have all of these wicked people who the Lord is not dealing with. They're totally confused. They don't understand why all of these things keep happening. They don't understand that we're living in the days of vengeance. They don't understand that the Lord is pissed off. And this is how he's showing that he's pissed off, via all of these devastating judgments. You know, these wicked people, they're over here hoping that things will go back to the way they were back in like 2017, you know, way before COVID, when everything shut down. And then even though things have since opened back up, it's never been the same. But what they don't understand is that there is no coming back. There is no going back to the old way, the old times. The Lord, he's going to continue to bring many great miseries upon this wicked place, and ultimately he's going to send nuclear fire upon this place to erase it off the face of the earth. So for all the people hoping that things are going to go back to the way they used to be, that's not how this is going to play out. And there's going to be a lot more people left mourning and weeping and sad, because the things that they love, the places that they love, the people that they love are going to be gone. Because the Lord is going to destroy all of it. Oh, these are the last days that we are living in. Whether people want to believe it or not, whether they want to accept it or not. There is no turning back what the Lord has already set in motion. All those of us of the hopeful elect can continue to do, outside of watching, reading, praying, fasting, rehearsing the righteous acts, following the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, is hoping and praying that the Lord has chosen us from the has chosen us from the foundation of the world to endure unto the end and be saved, be delivered before he brings that ultimate nuclear destruction upon this place. Because there is no escaping that. Doesn't matter if you have a bunker or not. The amount of nuclear fire that the Lord is about to unleash upon this place, nobody that's here when those missiles hit is surviving that. And there's a few people in this country who do have bunkers that they think will be able to withstand nuclear fire, and they are sadly mistaken. And the Lord is going to show that to them. That bunker will probably end up being their casket, their tomb. It's going to be where they die. And this is why you're supposed to fear the Lord. Because the Lord can really have you out here thinking that you can handle whatever he's going to throw at you. Not because the Lord is going to put the spirit on you to be able to handle it, but just because, you and your carnal mind don't understand who you're quote unquote up against. But all of these wicked people who really think that, that they're on some kind of level, the Lord, he's about to show them that they've never been on any level. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. Closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash, the water Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Honors to our brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to all the sincere believers. I hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up. And Adawan Ratazah. Until next time, Shalom.